All right, what's going on, you guys? It's Royce Jacob. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Sunday Stock Watch, series I post on Sundays where I let you guys know what stocks I'm personally keeping an eye on going into the trading week. You guys, 3-day weekend is over. It's time to get back down to business. That said, I hope you all had a relaxing Easter Sunday with your loved ones, ate some good food, cheers some drinks. I know I did. I was actually planning on taking the day off and not coming into the office at all, doing a full-on 3-day weekend. But as the day went on, I could not make the Sunday Stock Watch. I felt it in my gut. I had to come through for you guys, and I'm keeping the Sunday Stock Watch streak alive, okay? So let's get into it. That said, I'm sorry it's a little late, and this one will be a little shorter, but I'm still excited to do it. So let's get into it. As always, we'll quickly go over each topic we're going to be discussing, and then we'll dive into each one individually. In front of us, Bitcoin. You guys know the drill. You guys know I'm bullish on Bitcoin and Bitcoin miners. Even though Bitcoin is going down like as we speak right now, it's looking a little unexciting. I'm still very bullish on Bitcoin in the short term, medium term, and long term. And I do still see a lot of potential for Bitcoin mining stocks. So we will kick it off with Bitcoin because we have a 24/7 market, even on holidays, even on 3-day weekends. Bitcoin is open. So I will give you guys my updated thoughts on Bitcoin prior to entering the trading week. And then, of course, we will move into the king and queen, my favorite Bitcoin mining stocks on the market, Marathon Digital and Riot Blockchain. Okay, so after we do Bitcoin, we'll move straight into the Bitcoin miners, Mar and Riot, and then we'll actually close it out with good old ALYI or alternate systems. They just got a new and revised website, which we will be taking a look at. So those are the only stocks we're going to be looking at today. Again, you guys, if you've been tuning in with the channel, if you're part of the Waves family, you would know that these are very, very familiar faces, but these are the ones I'm most excited about, and I still believe the bull market is alive and well to a very full extent. Okay. So those are the names we're going to be covering today. Of course, talking technicals, price action, and price targets on all four of these guys. But in terms of news, we will quickly kick it off with this very bullish article with sick artwork as well. So Bitcoin Magazine, JP Morgan revises Bitcoin target to 130K, citing decreased volatility. The financial giant is gradually becoming more bullish on Bitcoin and institutional adoption. So as you guys know, institutional adoption is what initially catalyzed this Bitcoin bull market, the Bitcoin bull run of 2021 and the crypto bull market of 2021 as well. So institutional adoption, again, retail investors are going to continue to educate themselves. They're going to continue to want to buy more Bitcoin, and that's the game we're playing right now, you guys. The more people learn about Bitcoin, the more people understand the actual value it proposes for the 2.0, the next upgraded version of the world's financial system. People are going to want to buy. Once you understand Bitcoin, it's very obvious, and again, it's just a matter of education at this point. So again, we will cover this article, just set that fundamental precedent for Bitcoin, remind ourselves of why we're bullish on it, and yeah, I mean, obviously JP Morgan, JPM Chase, one of the biggest banks in the world, one of the most well-established, well-renowned banks in the entire world. So this is no small thing, okay? So that is the article we're going to be looking at. Of course, we will take a look. We're actually not going to dive into the website today. I just wanted to put this on your guys' radar because I was so pumped, you guys. Alternate systems, if you guys are watching, ALYI, the team over there, you guys are listening, and I appreciate that, and the Waves family appreciates that. Again, as what I would imagine is probably your single largest group of supporters as far as the stock is concerned, at least, okay? And the bike, again, love the bike. I just bought one of the Sur-On e-bikes. That thing is so fun, and I want one of these Revolt bikes. So if you guys are watching, I'd be happy to work something out and get a Revolt bike, and I'll do a live unboxing on this channel, okay? So that's it. We won't go in depth on this, but again, I just want to put this on your guys' radar. This is huge, and it makes me very happy and really feel like we do have a voice here. The Waves family, loud and proud, baby. We have a voice. So feels good to see this. Again, I will dive into this. Maybe we'll go, I'll do like a solo analysis on ALYI sometime this week, maybe next week, but we'll have to see how it performs, of course. That said, still very bullish, and I'm very excited about this renovated website. So, you guys, again, team at ALYI, if you're watching, appreciate this. Well done, guys. That said, before we dive into the charts, as always, guys, I will ask you to please give the video a like if you do go on to gain value from it today. If you had a great Easter Sunday, you guys, just show some love. Appreciate that. It really means a lot. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to catch more content like this. And of course, check out my complete portfolio daily newsletter. First link down in the description. It's $15 a month. If you want a complete breakdown of my entire portfolio, which I do update every single trading day during market hours. And with every update, I send out an email newsletter explaining my thoughts, throwing some charts in, giving you guys real-time updates on what I'm doing during actual market hours if you guys don't want to wait till later on. In this case, a lot of you guys are probably going to watch this in the morning. If you want like real-time updates from myself, just know what I'm doing. Not to copy me. I 100% do not want you to copy me, and you should not. But to learn from my successes, to learn from my mistakes, more importantly, to be honest, and just know what I'm doing in real time. If you guys are interested in that at all, so it means a lot if you check that out. Once again, $15 a month. First link in the description. But if not, I appreciate you watching here. And again, I hope you guys had a great 3-day weekend. But let's get down to business. So, Bitcoin actually just started a new 4-hour candle. That's kind of nice. Actually, 4-hour candle, the Stokes just crossed over. This stochastic RSI just crossed over. Good old blue went over red. That's never a good sign, so we'll have to see what happens here. But I remain bullish on Bitcoin, and I'm still seeing a series of higher highs and higher lows here. So again, Bitcoin, high, low, higher high, higher low, unless we break, in all honesty, below 50. If we break below 53, I'll just say if we break below 54K, I would flip bearish short term on Bitcoin. But as long as we're above this previous high right here, just to play it safe, like 54.7. So if we break, if we hit like 54.5, then I might flip bearish on Bitcoin. That would be bearish. Worst case scenario is actually that we're gonna come to test this line of resistance right here. Again, previous resistance is gonna act as new support. So we broke out of here. Surprisingly didn't see it quite a very impressive move up here, but it wouldn't surprise me as well to see us come back to, I think worst case scenario, maybe we come down here and test this, and technically on this uptrend that began on March 25th, that would technically still be a higher low, say if we tested it like tomorrow. Okay, so April 5th, we come down to about 55.3. That would technically still set a higher low. And it's just, you guys, with all the fundamentals, again, this article that we're going to look at right now, which we'll look at right after this, prior to jumping into the Bitcoin mining stocks, excuse me, my bad. The fundamentals are just so strong right now. Like trust me, guys. Again, for those of you who have been following along, you know I've built the majority of my career off playing bubbles and hype cycles, and this just doesn't feel toppy. This isn't what a top looks like. This is not what like a bubble that's popping looks like. This looks like capitulation prior to the next big wave. Again, you guys, good old 2-wave theory. We're on like our 3rd wave now for Bitcoin. And because the fundamentals are so strong, I do believe Bitcoin's going to do well. Price target for Bitcoin, let's just say April 7th, just because maybe, I mean, again, it's not looking super good right now. So I will be a little conservative. April 7th, let's get this rocket ship. Come on, baby. Rocket ship. April 7th, I would not be surprised to see Bitcoin come up to test this line, this purple line right here, acted as long-term support and resistance, very strong trend line in play. I would be surprised to see some resistance around here, but I also do think that because we are on this current short-term uptrend, I will just take the line of resistance on this current uptrend into account. That would take us up to, best case scenario, April 8th, about 69K. But you guys, keep in mind, once we break an all-time high for Bitcoin, which is going to be around 62K, that is very, very bullish. When a stock breaks its all-time high, that triggers the bulls. That releases the bulls. That creates hyper bullish sentiment around the asset. Again, on top of all this, which we're going to get into now. But again, you guys know we cover Bitcoin pretty much every day around here. So once again, subscribe if you want to follow the journey of Bitcoin, because I seriously feel like this thing's about to pop off. Okay, so speaking of, that's the technicals. Let's cover the fundamentals. JP Morgan, in an email note released to clients on Thursday, cited decreasing Bitcoin volatility as a positive for institutional interest in the asset. In an article covering the release by Bloomberg, strategists including Nicholas P. at JP Morgan wrote, "These tentative signs of Bitcoin volatility normalization are encouraging. In our opinion, a potential normalization of Bitcoin volatility from here would likely help to reinvigorate the institutional interest going forward." So again, you guys, institutions, when you're working with that much capital, you can't just go in and buy a lot of Bitcoin. You want that volatility low to create a safe investing environment at scale. Okay, so again, the volatility, we're going sideways. It's boring as a retail investor. Of course, it's boring if you're trying to look for those crazy moves. But as far as adoption goes, we're solidifying our place in history. That Bitcoin, no one's selling. That's another thing. If you just people aren't like. This just doesn't live. This isn't a chart of people who are selling. Even as you zoom out, it feels like we've been correcting forever, but we're still going up. We're still scratching an all-time high. So that's why I think it's very unlikely, like as far as risk reward goes, at least, like I think the potential for upside is significantly greater than downside, because the more people learn, no one wants to sell their Bitcoin. Why would you want to sell your Bitcoin? Okay. So moving on, a couple more paragraphs here, then we'll quickly dive into RIOT and Mara. On the basis of Bitcoin's declining long-term volatility, the strategists revised their Bitcoin price target to align with private market investment in gold. And I quote, "Considering how big the financial investment into gold is, any such crowding of gold as an alternative currency implies big upside for Bitcoin over the long term. Mechanically, the Bitcoin price would have to rise to $130,000 to match the total private sector investment in gold," JP Morgan reportedly said in the email. So again, you guys, if you've been following the journey, go. I made that video forever ago. When I was really proud of that video. One of the first video concepts I thought of, and I actually wanted to structure my channel around, was Bitcoin is gold 2.0. So type in like Royce Jacob Bitcoin versus gold or Bitcoin gold 2.0, and I run down over all of the arguments of why Bitcoin is a far superior asset as a safe haven, as an inflation hedge. It's just a superior asset to gold. It's so obvious why Bitcoin is gold 2.0. Obviously, it's not tangible, but NFTs are popping off. Like look where everything's trending. Everything is trending digital at a more rapid pace than anyone expected, especially with everything that's happening in the world. That's been happening. Hopefully, we're on the tail end of it. I do believe we are. But you guys know the deal there. Bitcoin, once you understand it, you guys know what I'm talking about. Far superior asset to gold. And gold has a market cap of $10 trillion. Bitcoin is just floating above $1 trillion. So Bitcoin could still 10x to match the current overall market cap, global market cap of gold. Okay, so that's important to take into account as well. That is Bitcoin. Again, very, very bullish there. Let's move into RIOT in Mara and then close it out with our Mars rover ALYI. So Mara, it could not be looking more bullish. I'm so convinced that Mara is on its way to $70, and I'll explain why. I mean, it's simple. You guys, Mara broke out. So Mara, since it started correcting back in mid-February, over a month ago, has been going sideways. Very volatile, so not really sideways, but it's been in this nice symmetrical wedge. And as I've been saying, you guys know the deal. A symmetrical wedge pattern will likely resolve itself in the direction of the overall trend. So Mara is in the sickest uptrend of all time. Beautiful megaphone ascending channel beginning way back in late November, early, you could say like December, January is when we really kick things off. You guys know that 2021 already been an amazing year for our good old Bitcoin miners. But Mara did just break resistance on the short-term downtrend. It is now in a short-term technical breakout, and it's set a new all-time high. As I said with Bitcoin, the same thing applies here. When an all-time high is hit, it triggers that hyper bullish sentiment, and people like investors are getting caught catching on to it again. All-time highs are set. The technicals could not look better again. We broke out. We broke resistance. We set a new all-time high. I think it's so likely that this trend line comes into play. This is a very, very obvious trend line, and I truly would be surprised. Like, obviously, you guys, curveballs can happen. Maybe Mara tanks. If Mara tanks, in all honesty, I'm doubling down on my position. I'm adding fuel to that flame. I'm ripping that fire. But again, you guys, maybe we come down. Maybe we retest. As I said, previous resistance as new support, come down here, maybe come to 44. But ultimately, I think it's so likely that over the coming week or two, because we all know how fast these things happen once things start ripping. Over the coming week or so, I do believe Mara will come up to test the line of resistance if it happens on April 16th, which, many of the Waves family, you guys know that's when a lot of call options expire. So April 16th, I'm guessing $80+ Mara. Of course, you guys, it's all dependent on when these trend lines are hit. If we hit it on April 7th, in a couple days, that would take us to $76. It's all completely dependent on when the overall line of resistance is struck. Okay, so again, always go into your own trading view accounts, draw trend lines for yourself. If I can do it, you can definitely do it. Okay, that is Mara. RIOT, very similar, still playing catch up. RIOT is an easier tell in my eyes. I think it's so likely that RIOT ultimately comes up to test the line of resistance on the downtrend. Again, this is the line right here that Mara just broke through. So RIOT printing a very, again, almost a textbook symmetrical channel right here on the long term. Again, since it's high in mid-February, RIOT, Mara, two peas in a pod. Same time, they started correcting, going sideways, printing massive symmetrical triangles. It only makes sense to me. Again, RIOT just crushed earnings as well, so the fundamentals are definitely with RIOT. And it only makes sense to me that we resolve this the same way Mara did. Again, catch-up works both ways, you guys. You guys know Mara was lagging for such a long time. Now, as we've been saying, you guys, Mara's at like $49, RIOT's at $52. Like, this is catch-up. They were like $25 apart not too long ago, and we were calling catch-up. And that's what happens when you play stocks, you know. That's why I like to stay in my lane. A lot of people, oh, can you do SOS? Can you do EBON, whatever? I stay in my lane because I know these stocks well and I know how to play the trends, most of the time at least. I'm not going to claim that I know. You guys know I make mistakes all the time. But you have the edge on your side. You have the advantage when you've spent literally hundreds of hours just watching these stocks over the years. And that's why I knew Mara was going to play catch up with RIOT, and that's what we're seeing right now. And that works both ways. So the more that Mara surpasses RIOT, the more bullish I actually become on RIOT as opposed to Mara, because once again, the catch up works both ways. Catch up works both ways. Sorry, I'm like mushing thoughts together in my mind. I'm trying to make this quick for you guys. I said it was just going to be quick, but I'm talking. So. And I actually have to get home for Easter dinner. So, RIOT, again, the more that Mara outperforms RIOT, the more bullish I become on RIOT. I think it's very easy. I think we will, at the very least, come up to test the top line of resistance on this on this downtrend short term, that would take us to, if we hit it tomorrow, that would take us to about $60. Easy claps right there. If we break $62 over the coming days, just to play it safe, I think we're on our way up to about $90+ new all-time highs. Easy to test this previous line of resistance on the overall uptrend. Of course, RIOT, this was a very strong trend line in play. It still is in play in my opinion. You see a bunch of gaps around here. RIOT gapped up for a few days here, but I'm discounting that. I feel very comfortable with this price target of just under $100. Again, if we hit it by April 21st, if it takes a few weeks, that would take us to the elusive triple-digit RIOT, and that's what we've been calling for like a year, you guys. So let's see that 100x from when we started talking about RIOT blockchain, around $1. Let's see that 100x, and obviously would love to see it because money's where my mouth is. Close it out with the Mars rover. Speaking of money, where my mouth is, you guys, this is the epitome of money. Money is where my mouth is. Alternate system. So sick news side. Again, they got a physical model that's huge. I think it's very likely that ALYI just let's go to hourly here. So these are just the trend lines I'm keeping an eye on personally, you guys. ALYI did officially break out, closed multiple hourly candles above this line of resistance. Very strong line of resistance here on the overall downtrend because ALYI has been in absolute correction mode from its high of 20 cents over a month ago now. So we've been in a strong correction. We did technically break out of resistance. Unfortunately, we did not close the day or the week above that. I would have loved to see that, but we are also at the bottom side of this ascending channel right here. So short-term ascending channel beginning on March 25th. Again, top, bottom, you guys see this obvious ascending channel here, these two cyan lines. I think it's very likely that we'll break out of this resistance, close a 4-hour, close a daily above this. That would signal a technical breakout on the overall trend, so the longer-term trend, and we also bounce off this line of support on the short-term ascending channel, come to the top side, clear this easy, and I think it's very likely we ultimately test the top side again. That would, again, signal a technical breakout, and it would also break the double-digit cents again. So from where we're at like 7.5 cents, we go up to about 10 cents. If we hit it April 7th, test the top side of resistance on the ascending channel on April 7th, that would again take us to 10 cents, and then from there, I think it's very likely we ultimately come up to test the medium to the line of resistance on the medium-term trend here using these two highs right here. The ALY still is technically on this trend because it set an equally low, but it did not set a lower low, which is very, very important from a technical perspective. Again, you guys, because ALYI has a market cap of sub $10 million, it really, like, you can pretty much be a whale with a pretty insignificant amount of shares, in all honesty. So I mean, a significant amount of shares, but for a fairly low cost, you can be a whale for this stock, which is why I like it. Again, such a sick, like, again, the Harley Davidson of EVs, you guys. You guys know the deal. You gotta go watch the analysis of ALYI, alternate systems and company, may be new to you. But I'm so bullish. Again, you guys know that $10 is my ultimate price target for this stock. So this is all just kind of semantics at this point. But if I am getting technical, I do think that we will hit 10 cents by the end of this week. Test the top side channel. Execute that technical breakout on the overall trend, then come up to test the line of resistance on the medium-term trend, say expand this out to like April 13th. That would take us to about 15 cents. If we break above that, we are in absolute breakout mode. We're the rocket ship. We're going up, and I do think that once we actually do break out, I think it's very, very likely, let's just say by the end of the month, April 30th, where this price target is drawn, that we will test the line of resistance on the overall uptrend beginning January 26th. This high right here, this very conservative high right here. A lot of traders are actually going to be looking at that. So most bullish price target for ALY, most bullish case scenario is going to be just under $1 by early May. That would be 90 cents. So that's over 10x from here, you guys. That's why I love ALY. And again, at 10 cents, a 10x from here, we'd still just be at $100 million, which is still a tiny. I do think ALY could easily hit $1 billion market cap, which is why that $10 price target is ultimately my price target. $10, a $10 share of ALY would equate to a $1 billion market cap, which for what they're doing right now, for the vision, for the potential that this company has, is cheap. It's cheap. So super pumped on the potential of this. I hope you guys did enjoy this Sunday stock watch. Again, I could not. I would have been super upset with myself and probably would have slept super poorly tonight if I did not record this for you guys. So I hope you guys had a great day. I'll catch you tomorrow. And until next time, always remember, take action, make waves. Peace. Cheers, guys.